In rural areas, on average, suicide rates are 50% higher, and we have seen that rate growing at about 4 times that of Sydney or Melbourne. So my main message is to people is to speak up. If you need help, reach out to a friend and actually talk about it. That is the hardest but the most important step. You know, a simple conversation can actually save someone's life, and that gives me hope that it's possible to keep fighting this issue in rural Australia. When it's tough, there's not a lot of options out there, particularly for young people. Not only are farmers affected, but small businesses in town start to decline, and that dries up employment opportunities for young people. And it's all about hope. When they see their community going through such tough times, that creates doubt. That's when people start to move away, and that's not good for any rural community. Often people think that anxiety and depression is more common in rural areas. Usually we see that there's similar rates in rural areas compared to the city. But what happens out here is that people don't seek help as early. So they either don't know that they have anxiety or depression, they just think that they're a bit stressed, or they find getting help difficult. Even talking about it can sometimes often be very difficult. So that then unfortunately translates into much more serious outcomes for them, because we know that if you get help sooner, it's easier to resolve, and a lot of mental health conditions are very treatable. People do recover. The first real thing is being educated around what the signs and symptoms mean. So actually knowing yourself what anxiety looks like, what depression looks like. And that's really what our program, the Rural Adversity Mental Health Program, tries to do, is to educate communities on what those signs and symptoms are, so that you notice that and you can get help earlier by going to your GP, or someone else notices that and actually has the confidence to have the conversation with you and actually start to point out, you haven't been coming along to footy training, what's going on? They're the signs and symptoms that we need people to notice and then actually ask the question and do something about it. There's stories of negativity and struggles out here, but you also see some of the best stories of resilience. The strength of these people out here is second to none, and they're the stories that make you sit back and go, we got this.